Let's go. Let's pivot the topic now to brand relationships.
Okay, another controversial topic. I think, I'll tell you why, because the first thing they'll accuse you of when you wear the Indrastamo is that you've become a mercenary. And so, first of all, brand relationships, you've already mentioned the word, relationship is a two-way street.
Before you respond, someone who was here that I thought was really cool was Sydney Carvalho. Because Sydney, despite being a guitarist musician, works on the brand side at NIG. And he is the intermediary between the artists and the owners there. And he talked a lot about what is expected, how you approach the brand. Because, man, there was a boom at one point that you obviously experienced this in Brazil as well with disco music. Everyone wanted to be endorsed by some brand, right? So people were really persistent, my brother.
It was a matter of prestige, right? You were prestigious and all.
I think by now it's kind of moved past being something that everyone needed to be endorsed, to be respected, right?
Because there was no social media where you could promote yourself. Exactly. Things have changed, right? And so obviously that prestige still exists, but it has diluted quite a bit.
The dream was to do a workshop and put up that little stand behind with 5 brands supporting him, right?
I had a teacher who teased me, saying I wanted to be a Formula One driver with all the brands on the uniform, you know?
So you were that guy then, always.
I still am, but for different reasons than back then. At that time, I was the person who wanted endorsements because it was trendy.
And were you bothering the guys?
I never got to bother anyone because it wasn't that accessible. You had to know a guy. When I started approaching brands, I already had material to offer. I already had a channel. I already had Instagram. Then came Tone Busters, which was a nice boom. And it also gave me good notoriety. But the name says it all. It's a relationship. The brand is going to do something for you. What? It depends on the brand, the size, the budget the brand has, and what it is willing to do. And what are you going to do for the brand? It depends. It depends on your size, your budget, and what you are willing to do. Mistake number 1 for everyone who dreams of being an endorser, in my opinion, is having a dream of being an endorser. Because brands are not looking for endorsers, they are looking for musicians who have potential influence. It's like, if I allow this guy to use my logo, okay, that's another matter. But if I allow this guy to put my logo, wear a shirt with my logo, put the logo in the video or talk about me, how will that? The brand is a company. We live in a capitalist world. Everyone needs money. The brand, in relating to you, is looking to improve its position in the market. If you don't see this right away, you're not just starting late. You're running outside the stadium.
It's because I think there's already that guy who thinks like this, my brother. You gave a sponsorship to this guy here, but I play twice as well as this guy here.
You might play better, but it means nothing.
Exactly.
That doesn't mean anything. So it starts there. And then once you either know someone like Cisner Carvalho, who is in artist relations, the guy who deals with artists. There's usually one guy just for that. Either you got the phone number, or you got the email, or you managed to meet the guy and talk to him in person. What is the main mistake? Hey, shall we close a partnership? No brand is looking for a partnership. No brand is looking for an artist. They're not, unless it's a new brand that has just been launched, that no one knows about, that has 50 followers on Instagram. Then that brand will look for channels to promote itself. Established brands, as the name suggests, established, do not need new artists. Seymour Duncan, I'll talk about the brand I have direct support from in California. If Seymour Duncan doesn't have any new artists in the next 10 years, it's not a problem because they have Slash. And chances are that in the next 10 years, no other guitarist will fill stadiums like Slash does. Are we clear? We are. So when you approach a brand, what do you have to do? I'm going to take a step towards free mentoring here. First thing, are you a nice guy? It might not seem like it, but this is very important. Anyone who has toured knows that no one deserves to spend hours and hours next to an annoying person. So, if you met the AR, the artist relations, in person, did you make them laugh? Did you chat about something that has nothing to do with guitars? Hey, I'm Brazilian, right, man? Oh, I'm Brazilian. So do you like soccer? And samba? And carnival? What about Pelé? Curiously, what about Paulo Freire? Many people. The third most well-known personality from Brazil is Paulo Freire. Really? Wow. People ask, oh, I'm Brazilian, I'm from Rio. Man, I grew up listening to samba. I've never heard of samba. I hate soccer, I love soccer. Before buying a product, you buy the person. Before he signs a partnership with you, he buys you. He wants to know if he likes you, if you're easy to work with. And the best way to know if you're easy to work with is if you're a nice guy, if you're a pleasant person. So there's no point in writing a corporate email. Dear brand, kindly observe my previously posted material. No, man. No, that's not going to work. And then once you win over the person in charge, because it's a responsible person, not a computer, with artificial intelligence selecting, it's a person. You've won them over, they liked you. Then you move on to the... So, I have an audience. So, I have a certain number of students. So, I sold so many records, I have... This is what I can offer. Do you think this somehow fits with what your brand sells? Proposes? Identifies with whatever it is?
Usually you already use the brand beforehand too.
Exactly, of course.
That's an important thing. Oh, because it ends up looking like begging, right? The guy, let's see who gives me something here, I'm in.
Digital beggar. Nobody likes that, right? So first, you are cool. Second, what do I have to offer? And don't be fooled into thinking that if you have the smaller the profile, the closer the connection with the audience. Someone with 2 million followers can't respond to direct messages.
Do you think I think the brand was very impacted by a certain volume there, right, man?
Of course, but not having a large volume is not prohibitive.
Oh, no, totally.
You understand? This is my point. I closed deals with brands having 3,000 followers here in Brazil. Later, with 30-something thousand, which is my current number on Instagram, I closed a deal with Duncan. Cool. But sometimes if you have a smaller number and you have many followers, but you can have...
Also, they look at engagement a lot too, right?
Engagement, because engagement is more important than reach. There's no point in speaking to 1 million people who would never buy that product. It's better to speak to 1,000 people who are in that niche and would buy that product. And then, finally, after they like you, and after you've laid out what you have to offer, and what you're willing to offer, then you ask, how is your artist relation? How do you deal with artists? Are you looking for someone in this niche? Because if you start by asking if they are looking, the answer is no. If you win the person over, show what you do, demonstrate that you are a good fit, and then you ask, then the answer might be yes.
It's also difficult to approach some very big brands. How are you going to reach Gibson, Fender? Who is the person? That person doesn't have it, written on their Instagram, artist relations, yet Gibson, right?
Yes, because I have all of them saved. I'll show you later.
Is there a guy from Gibson there? He has...
And I know who he is. I follow him. He follows me. And the guy from Fender too. And the guy from every big brand, they are... Because nowadays, Instagram is not just a showcase for musicians. It's a showcase for everyone. So, if the guy works in the bureaucratic part of the company, in this case, a position in artist relations, he puts on his Instagram, AR of Gibson. And if by chance tomorrow Gibson gives him the boot, he not only has his Instagram, the profile description, the bio, but he also has all the work he did on the feed. So he can approach a Fender, a Jackson, or whatever tomorrow and say, well, I was in artist relations at Gibson for so many years. Aren't you looking for someone like that who already knows the market, who already works with this and everything else? So Instagram is not just a promotional tool for artists. It's for a lot of people out there. Instagram is the new LinkedIn. And they post, and you can approach them on Instagram. I approached Simordanka on Instagram.
They post, but it's hard to know who the person is.
It's difficult.
Because it's not on the Fender or Gibson website.
You can't put it in the search tool. Fender's AR, and the person shows up there.
It's not going to show up. That's where you need to have the knowledge. And also, man, I'm at a point where I've been thinking a lot. These brands that are very big, very established, what are these guys looking for? Numbers. Number of...
Fender, more and more. And I'm not going to use the word unknown, as it would be very arrogant of me to use the word unknown. But Fender is increasingly looking for unknown people. Unknown to whom? To my generation. To the current generation, sometimes the person is very well known. They have hundreds, thousands, millions of followers. But with the pandemic, the business model has changed. Women are invading the guitar world. Thank God they're coming in and taking over. So Fender is investing a lot in women who play acoustic guitar, who play ukulele, who play electric guitar, but also who play bass. And you are seeing more and more female influencers in the music world using Fender. The current generation doesn't relate to idols the way our generation does. I follow Slash. A 15-year-old might not even know who Slash is, but they know who the person who went viral on TikTok is because they have big numbers. So again, playing 20 times more than the guy who endorses isn't a guarantee that you would take his spot. I really like to think that everyone who has the position they have has it because they deserve it. And if for even a second I think that position should be mine, I have to stop, take a deep breath, look in the mirror, and ask myself why it isn't. Because there's a reason for that.
Thank you for watching this segment of Starling Cast. You can watch the full episode here in the video description. And take advantage, if you are a guitarist, to join the largest virtual school in Brazil, exclusive for guitarists, by clicking on the QR code or in the video description. I'll be waiting for you there.